Shankaracharya wrote 5 stanzas on spiritual life, sadhana. It is called Sadhana Panchakam. Sadhana means practice. Practice which leads to a goal. That is sadhana. So a definite path which leads to a goal is called sadhana. So he wrote 5 stanzas on that. He wrote 5 stanzas on that. And in these 5 stanzas, he gives 40 steps of spiritual life. And if we follow these steps, then we are sure to attain the goal of human life, in the words of Sri Ramakrishna, that is God realization. Now, what are these steps? The first stanza is like this. Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karma swa anushtiyatam teneshasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matihi tyajyatam papaugha paridhuyatam bhavasukhe doshah anusandhiyatam atme ichha vyavasiyatam nijagrihat turnam vinirgamyatam. So, as is usual with Shankaracharya, a very poetic way in this first verse and the rest 4 verses or 4 stanzas, he has given this idea. What is this idea? Vedaha nityam adhiyatam. This is the first step, that you have to nityam, daily, adhiyatam, study the Vedas. So what are the Vedas? Vedas are, what is the meaning of Veda? The root with from which the word Veda is derived. The dhatu with from which the word Veda is derived is, it has got 4 meanings. It has got 4 meanings. And the first meaning is jnana, knowledge. And the second meaning is vicharana, analysis. And the third meaning is wealth. The fourth meaning is labha or gain. So what does it mean? All these meanings can be applied to the scriptures of Sanatana Dharma, which we call Vedas. So Vedas are a knowledge, according to Swami Vivekananda. By Vedas no books are meant. So they don't signify any book. Though now you can go to a shop and say, give me 4 Vedas, and they will give you. But they are not the only Vedas. Vedas are a mass of knowledge. Vedas are a mass of knowledge. And they are the result of realization of rishis, people who have realized the truth. And they are called apaurusheya. That means they have no authorship. They have no authorship. Though in Vedas we see that various hymns or suktas have been attributed to different rishis. But in general, Vedas have no authorship. So it does not depend on a particular person. If a particular person writes a particular book and the person's credibility in that particular field is questioned, then the whole book goes to dustbin or recycle bin. So whatever the case may be, so Veda. So here it is a knowledge, and we have to attain the knowledge by vicharana, by doing some research, by doing some analysis of what is real and what is unreal. And we have to attain it, that is labha or gain, and that is wealth or that is satta. That means that is the true reality. So these are the 4 meanings of the word vid. with vicharane, with jnane, with labhe, with sattayam. So, Vedaha Nityam Adhiyatam. So, this is the Veda you have to study daily. So, what do we study? Now, Vedas can be broadly classified into Karma Kanda, which is ritualistic portion, then Upasana Kanda, which is knowledge portion, worship portion, and then Jnana Kanda, which is knowledge portion. Karma Kanda is found in the Brahmanas. Upasana Kanda is found in the Samhitas. And the knowledge portion is found in Aranyakas or Upanishads. So, what makes more sense that we study the Jnana Kanda and then we analyze. So, studying the Vedas, what does it mean? Does it mean going and purchasing some books and reading it? No. It means constantly thinking of what is told in the Vedas and trying to remove the samskaras which are created in our mind. Removing the samskaras which are created in the mind. To study. And study means here Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shravana does not mean just listening or reading. It means understanding the true significance or the true import or the true meaning of the Vedas and assimilating them. So you assimilate that meaning. That is what you have to do. So you, by studying Vedas daily means you assimilate what is told in the Vedas. You understand it, you properly digest it, and then you try to imbibe it in your daily life. So it is told that in the Mahabharata there is an incident. It is told that it is an incident during Mahabharata time that the Pandavas and Kauravas, they went to teacher, Gurukula. And the teacher was teaching them so many things. So first lesson was Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. And it seems Yudhishthira did not come for class for 1 week. He bunked the class. So why? Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. So after 1 week or so, or after many days he came, and then the teacher asked, why Yudhishthira, why didn't you come? So he said, you see, you had taught me Satyam Vada, tell the truth, Dharmam Chara, practice righteousness. So I was practicing it. I was actually mastering it. Whatever you taught me, I was mastering it. So he didn't come to the class and he was mastering it. So that is the kind of Veda study we have to do. Not just studying some shlokas and just muttering them, but assimilating them in our daily life. Once you do that, this is the first step. I said there are 40 steps. This is the first step. Study the Vedas daily. Nityam adhiyatam. Then what do you do? Tad uditam karma swa anushtiyatam. So, after studying and assimilating the inner meaning of Vedas, you then perform the duties, karma, or the actions as prescribed in the Vedas. Tad uditam. Whatever comes out of such study. That means in the Vedas it is said, Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasitavya. Tavya means you have to do. It's a command, it's an injunction. So you have to do. So you read that, you understand it, and then you start meditating on your true nature, that is Brahman or Atman. Now, karma or duties, there can be various types of duties. There is a duty which is called Nitya Karma, daily duty. What is the daily duty? It is called Pancha Yajna. 5 types of Yajna have to be done. What are they? First is called Brahma Yajna. So, you pray to your teacher, Guru, then pray to the Vedas, you pray to rishis, etc. And you, praying means what? Not just praying. You meditate and try to assimilate their teachings in your life. Then there is something called Deva Yajna. That means you worship different devatas, different gods, like sun, etc. So Surya Namaskara is given. Everybody does. They do for the yoga benefit, but you can also have a prayerful attitude there. Then there is something called Pitri Yajna. That means you have to give, worship your parents. Your parents, you should worship them and do some service to them. This you have to do every day. These 5 things you have to do every day. Then there is something called Nirna Yajna or Manushya Yajna. That is, you do some service to human beings by helping them, in any way. Swamiji says there are different types of charity. The lowest is giving food or money, and the highest is giving spiritual wisdom. So you can teach, you can give food, or you can give money, whatever you can. Then there is something called Bhuta Yajna. Of course, here no ghosts are meant, but what is meant is living beings, not Bhuta, ghost, but living beings. So you take care of some trees or plants or some animals, etc., and then you do this. So these 5 yajnas you have to do every day. Nitya karma. It follows something which you do every day. That is called Nitya karma. And in some text it is told, if you don't do, there will be some harm will come to you. What harm will come to you? That's what. If you don't exercise daily, you will get cardiac problems. That kind of harms will come to you. So that is what you have to understand. You have to do this Nitya karma daily. That's why it's called Nitya, means regular karma. Then there is something called Naimittika karma. That means something which you have to do on a special occasion. Like suppose somebody's parents have died. So every year you have to have that ceremony called Shraddha or Tarpana. You have to perform that ceremony. Then you have people who wear sacred thread. They have once in a year, they have the sacred thread ceremony where they discard the old thread and wear a new thread. Then if you go to some, there are things like some person has to marry, etc., etc. So these are all Naimittika karma. And suppose on particular festivals or particular special days, you have to observe fasts, etc. So these are all Naimittika karma. They have to be done on special occasions. And then there is something called Kamya karma. Kamya karma means what? That which you are doing because of desire. Desire makes you do something. Mostly it is like you want wealth, you want roti, kapda or makan. RKM. Roti, kapda or makan. You want roti, you want kapda, you want makan. Food, shelter and clothing. Why? Because you want. That is the problem. This is desire. The want is a problem. So anyway, all actions which are prompted by desires are called Kamya karma. Then there is something called Nishiddha karma. Karma which is prohibited. So you see a person, you talk to that person does not listen to what you say, you feel like punching the person in the nose. Now that you may feel, but it is something which you should not do. But then people do. Telling lies. So in this room, very few people are there, almost next to none, who don't tell lies. No. Do you speak the truth all the time? No. Confidently, no. The question is what is the use? That's what he is asking. Mental question he has asked, not brought to the lips. What is the use? Anyway, so these are Nishiddha karma. These are prohibited actions. Then there is something called Prayashchitta karma. That is something which you do for atonement of mistakes which you have done. That is Prayashchitta karma. Now one may ask the question, why should I do all these 5 yajnas? Now I am earning money, and why should I give it to all these people? I am earning money. No? This is my money. Why should I give it to gods, or why should I give it to other living beings, plants, animals, etc.? It is my hard work. People now tell these things to even their parents. It is my hard work. So Swami Vivekananda asked his father, "What have you given me?" No, he said, go to the mirror and stand in front of the mirror and see what I have given you. So it is ridiculous that people can actually tell to their parents that I am earning. So you have been brought up by parents. Anyway, there is a whole cycle going on, cosmic cycle in this universe. And that cycle is that you take food, you take knowledge, you take comfort, love, etc. from this universe. And now, what happens if you don't give back? Food you take from this universe. How will you give it back? In the form of effort, by walking, exercise, or whatever, or by doing something. If you don't give it back, then what will happen? You will have all lifestyle diseases. We are seeing this. Knowledge you take from this world, and if you don't give it back, what will happen? Nothing will happen. You will get Alzheimer's, you will die. That knowledge will go away with you. It will be of no use. Knowledge increases by spending. This is the only wealth which increases by spending. And third, if you don't give love, people get love from all places and they are cared, they get so much love and affection, but they don't talk to people, they don't give back that love. What will happen? Depression is what will happen. So you are going to depression. We see it all the time. You go into depression. So if you take things from the world, which you anyway will take, you have to take things from the universe. You have to give it back, give them back. And so that is why these 5 yajnas are necessary. These 5 karmas are necessary. So first step was to study, assimilate, understand, and try to imbibe the teachings of the Vedas. Second step is to do the actions which are prescribed in the Vedas. That is the second step. Then swanushtayatam tena ishasya vidhiyatam apachitihi. So then what you do? All tena ishasya vidhiyatam. Dedicate all these actions as apachiti, honor or worship of Isha, Lord. So you dedicate all these actions as the worship of Lord. So you offer it at the feet of Lord. Instead what we do? I have done. This is I have made this tea. Do you know how nice tea I have made? Any stupid fool can make a tea. It's not a big thing. So you just put it, and if you have to spoil a tea, you need great quality. You have to actually take lot of effort to spoil tea. But people think that I have made this tea, etc. Anyway, so that is because of egotism, ahankara. So I have to go beyond this ahankara, and I have to offer it in the feet of Lord. Now one question may come. A person who is following Advaita Vedanta, what Lord? So Lord is the source of everything which is born out of ignorance. So this whole world is ignorance. But in the source of this whole world, there is something, that point we are calling it as Lord. Why? Once you do that, then you will get purity of mind. Your mind will get purified. It will become pure. So now how to offer this? What do you mean by saying that offering our actions as worship to Lord? That means even while you do those actions, you will do them not for your personal desires and personal ambitions, but as a worship of the Lord. That means you will do things in a different manner. So generally, when we offer something to God, we choose the best things and offer them to God. We choose the best flower, we choose the best cloth. Generally, I said, because nowadays you can see in many places that is not the case. But generally, when we offer, that's why it's called Agrabhaga. Means before you eat, you offer it to Lord. So similarly, if you have the idea that I am offering everything to Lord, automatically what you will do is would be something which is good. Automatically you will try to live a righteous life. Automatically you will try to not do wicked or evil things, etc. So this is the idea. When you are supposed to do that, and then kamye matihi tyajyatam. Now the fourth step is that you give up actions prompted by desire. Kamya karma tyajyatam. Give up. Slowly give up actions which are based only on desire. Because something which you do just because of desires does not bring any what? It will not bring any good. And just like we see in the Gita and other places, kamat, krodha, vijayate, etc. It's a whole cycle. So it will only bring suffering. So that is why get out of this desire. Anything which is prompted by desire. So that means what? In most of your life, your lives, most of what you do is prompted by desire. Is it not?
Yes.
So then what will you do? That is the thing. That is the thing. So give up actions prompted by desire means what? What does it mean? That is the goal of spiritual life. To get rid of suffering, you will have to get rid of desires. To get rid of suffering, you will have to get rid of desires. There is no other shortcut. And then the fifth step is papaughaha paridhuyatam. So, aughaha, the mass of sins or wrong deed, what you call complete store of wrong deed should be paridhuyatam, should be uprooted. So in our mind there are positive tendencies, negative tendencies. So by increasing positive tendencies, we have to get rid of negative tendencies. Then we have to also get rid of inclination or a soft feeling or a leaning towards positive tendencies, because all tendencies are problem. So goodness or evil, good, evil, both are problem. So first you have to replace evil with good, and then you have to slowly get rid of this so much hankering after good also. That is the idea. So this we have to do. Papa augham paridhuyatam. Papa augham paridhuyatam. Then Shankaracharya says, bhavasuke dosho anusandhiyatam. Then you just think of the dosha or the defect which is there in bhavasukha. Bhavasukha means pleasures of this world. Whatever pleasures of this world, what is the dosha or the defect in the pleasures of this world? What is the defect? What is the defect?
Ultimately leads to suffering.
Ultimately leads to suffering. Even when you are experiencing that pleasure, it is not pleasure that you are experiencing, it's an absence of suffering you are experiencing. Not absence of suffering, a pause of suffering. So suffering has been paused, that's all. That is what you are experiencing. You are waiting for the next. That's the thing. So dosha anusandhiyatam. And so Sri Krishna said, Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. This world is anitya, unreal, and it is asukha, full of suffering. So imam prapya bhajasvamam. Having attained this world, please worship me. Not please, but worship me. He did not use the word please. So that we have to think. The unreality of this whole universe we have to constantly think. Doshaha anusandhiyatam. That we have to constantly think. So this is the sixth step you have to do. And the more you think, you will understand that this is the step we have to understand. That this is the cause of all bondage. Why? Because we are searching for pleasure in this world. That is why Swamiji says, dream but truer dreams. This is not these dreams are not true. I will have a big bungalow, I will have 1,000 crores, etc., which you are dreaming. Is not true. These are all untrue. Okay. Atma Ichcha Vyavasiyatam. Now this is the seventh step. What is the seventh step? That Atma Ichcha Vyavasiyatam. Cultivate the desire for attaining self-realization. Cultivate the desire, Vyavasiyatam. Cultivate the desire for attaining self-realization. So people don't want to attain God or something. They say, what is, I am happy. I am eating, drinking, and I am khachi dachi bhalo achi. Why do all this God taught? What is the thing? Because you have no work, you are telling. So what? There is no point. Why do we want to attain God? And nobody has seen God. Nobody knows anything about God. So simply enjoy life. That is what most people think. Because you are not convinced of the unreality of this world. Sri Ramakrishna says in so many ways, that camel example he gives. Camel eats cacti, blood sheds, but still camel will go after cacti. So we are not convinced of the unreality of the world. It is the same thing. And here he says, Atma Ichcha Vyavasiyatam. Cultivate the desire for self-knowledge. And Nija Grihat Turnam Vinirgamyatam. Nija Grihat. And the moment you have that idea, that dispassion for this world, vairagya for this world, immediately get out of your house. Nija Grihat Turnam. Turnam immediately. Vinirgamyatam. Get out of your house. That means what? You'll get out of your house and come to Mayavati and create problems for us. Not like that. So that is not what is meant. Get out of your house means get out of bondage. Get out of bondage. Grihat Turnam Vinirgamyatam. So get rid of bondage. The moment you have this dispassion, immediately give up this bondage. Don't wait for, oh, this will happen, that will happen, then this waves will subside and I will take bath. Never will the waves subside and never would you take bath. So, yadareva virajet, tadareva prabrajet. As soon as you get the dispassion, immediately you give up the world. That is the idea. So, this is the eighth step. So, in the first stanza, first verse, we see there are 8 steps. And like that, there will be another 32 steps, total 40 steps. And that will lead to God. So, after hearing all these 5 stanzas, you will all go to God. You will not die, don't worry. Means you will all become knowers of Brahman. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.